Welcome back to Do We Have a Point?
Back in black.
Sam's taking the day off, but we do have an old guest come back. Some of you guys might remember him, Sean Flavin from the Alaskans. I can't remember the title of that episode, but it was Alaskan Pipeline something or other. He's back from the oil fields.
The Arctic Wonder.
For a while, he's back.
Permanently. Theoretically, for now at least.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm planning permanently.
Yeah.
I left the slope and I was like, I can just smoke weed and do all the coke I want now.
Yeah.
I don't have to drug test for
No more drug tests.
Hey, you can do the coke anyway. It's just 48 hours. It gets out of your system. You're fine.
Well, back in the day when the BP contract changed, they did a hair follicle test.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
They went
That'll
back.
get
They
you
only,
7
they
years.
only did go back. They only went back 90 days.
Oh.
But
They
people
can
still
go back
failed
7
it.
years, though.
They had 4 months and people still failed it
Oh damn.
because they're dumb.
I don't know. Have I seen you without a beard?
Oh, I'm sure you have.
It looks fucking weird. It'd be like me shaving it completely off, like when I do like on for Halloween. No, I'll go to the bar. And it's just like my old regular face. I got my costume on, but it's still just me on my face, and people just walk right past
Dude,
me. Like,
When's the last time you saw
He
Puckett?
said just me and my
Puckett,
face.
a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he's got a good look going on.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's killing it.
He's got a beard
Oh,
going
yeah.
on.
Yeah, he came out to see me to talk about crypto, and he wanted to do some analysis and stuff, and was just kind of picking my brain a little bit. And I was like, "Fucking killer!"
Yeah, he's got a great beard.
Yeah.
There's nothing like a great beard growing in thick and full. I can't do it. I'm growing a mustache right now because I'm working on Halloween.
I can't grow mine too much. My girlfriend's like, "We're not doing that homeless shit."
Well, come on, you gotta get at least a good 5 inches in there.
Right.
Keep it trimmed, you know.
I mean, the
Keep the
thing is I
stragglers.
just give her as many inches as I have beard. So
There you go.
that seems
One and
fair.
a half.
This is a
Every
buzz
side
fuck.
of a tuna can except the back.
I was so I woke up late and Brad picked me up and we went to Jungle Gyms, and I forgot that I shaved everything but my strap and my mustache.
Yeah.
And we had a beer while we were at Jungle Gyms, and I was like, I gotta piss before we check out. Went to the bathroom, washed my hands, looked up, and I was like, what the fuck?
Oh
I forgot
yeah.
I had this caterpillar
No, it
going
sneaks up
on.
you.
Yeah. Like,
It's
oh
like-
shit.
I had my tongue pierced for like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years, maybe a little longer. But every now and then I'd see it and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot I had that. Like I even done that with a tattoo on my chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Like every
forget.
now and then I'm like, oh fuck, that's there.
That's me. That's
Like,
okay.
Shit, that's on my
That's
body.
mine. For
That-
life.
I'm gonna guess it was you that listened to one episode while you were in Alaska, because we have one.
Oh, I've listened to a couple of them up there, yeah.
Weird, because it's only showing me one download that came from Alaska.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you that
Well, what do you use as you're listening?
I just download it straight off of the stuff you guys post.
Also, just you go right through our
Podbean.
website.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I
Makes
know
sense.
like a lot of times the IP addresses and stuff will filter through like Seattle and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like their TV is
okay.
even based in Seattle.
yeah, that makes sense.
Alaska is weird like that.
I mean, there's only like 3 cities.
because we've now
They had
hit
the second
40.
to last blockbuster up there.
Right.
No, they don't really have.
We've
ways
now
to
hit
connect.
48 states. We don't have Montana, and we don't have Vermont.
I guess I got to go on road trips.
Yeah,
For this foliage, I want to go to Vermont and see the trees.
Vermont,
It'd be sweet.
Massachusetts,
Dude, it's a-
Connecticut, that whole area.
It's the perfect
Yeah.
time of year to take the drive around the bay in Anchorage.
Yeah.
Go around to Kenai.
before the
It's
next winter
rated
kicks
one of
in.
the best drives in the whole world.
Hmm.
It's beautiful, man. I just happen to be
Sweet.
taking it at the right time, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Bald eagles and all that, you know.
That's dope. That's dope.
Good old nature. I like how we just like fired up the podcast and we're just literally bullshitting.
That's it.
No, this is every
Like,
episode.
There's just
Mhm.
nothing going on right now
Yeah,
except
this
talking
is-
shit.
Every episode.
Kicking it. We can kick it up a notch, and we can see how much of that bottle of hot sauce that we can chug if you want to.
It's just Serrano.
I mean, I could butt chug it.
you can It's
Oh
not that
my
spicy.
God.
Pull a Steve.
if you want to butt chug it, we'll fire up the camera too.
Yeah, butt chug it, dude. That sounds awful. I don't want you to do that to yourself. You're 20
mean-
shots of Tito's in. You'll regret that in the
Oh
morning.
no, I'm drinking Buckeye, but Yeah, no, I'm like 20 shots in for the day.
Is that in the Zulu bottle there?
Yeah, that thing's dope, dude. Because I can lock
Not
it.
sponsored.
I
But if you're listening,
Yeah, no, they're great. You get like 2 for $20, which is dope. The first, the one I had originally,
those things
I
are
would
supposed to
set
be
it at,
$20,
like,
$30.
it started leaking out of the side, so I don't use it. But the nice thing is it's got a little slide lock on it, so I can take it on the plane and just stick it next to me on the seat full of water. You know,
Yeah,
and then it won't
out.
pop open like if I'm sleeping or whatever, right? Or if I'm in the kayak and I knock it over or whatever, like if it hits, I can push this button all day, it won't go nowhere. So
Still takes time to get used to that. You drop it, you're like, oh shit, oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
Still have that knee jerk reaction.
But yeah, I love it. Like I wish more companies listen, guys. If you're making water bottles, make ones with
Locking
locks
lids
on them.
It's not
protect your juices.
It's just a little bit more plastic. That's it.
Right. I don't need some fancy cup that I just can't knock over because
I kind of want
I'll
that
drop
one.
it.
I want that one
But-
where they say it's tip proof. You can you set it down, you can slap it.
I watched
Oh,
that.
it's
I watched
like
that
a-
on unboxing.
yeah,
and
you
the
can
guy
just
like
slap the shit
It's
out
like
of
I
it.
got
It
a
doesn't
frog
move.
on it or something, right?
I don't know. I'm sure there's a couple manufacturers of it now, but like
It's-
the guy was like
But then you can just
putting a fucking really good side hand on it. I mean, he wasn't like wailing it,
yeah, he's smacking it harder than
But-
it takes to actually tip it.
Well, and in the video, he's on a boat, and he's just driving. He's hitting wakes and
And it's
stuff.
just sitting there.
and it's sitting there.
and then
Yeah.
you can
Oh,
just
yeah.
grab it and lift it right off the table like it's nothing.
I've
Like,
wanted one of those.
Right.
I don't know how
so
that works.
long.
So the bottom of it's hollow, right? And
like
it's
an
got
airlock
like
suction thing.
I thought it was suction,
no,
but it's not.
it's got like basically like a counterweight system in it.
Hmm.
So if you were to say you took a bottle and you tip it to the left, all your liquid's going to slosh over that way.
Yeah.
The counterweight's going to sway to the other side.
Hmm.
It basically uses opposite forces to kind of keep it from
Toadfish.
going over.
That's what it is.
Oh yeah, I've
The
seen that one. That's the
toadfish.
one where they have like on a vertical surface and all that.
Yeah, you just stick it to the wall and
Thing
then
is,
you just grab it and pull it right
dope.
off. It's like
Yeah.
that makes zero sense to me. But
What happened
This
to
guy.
gravity?
yeah,
What happened to gravity, man?
you can do whatever the fuck you want. with
fuck
it.
gravity.
Oh, that's the koozie.
Dude,
Yeah, they've got a bunch of
the
different ones.
large hadron collider fucked all that up.
Yeah, I think since they fired it up, we're living in the alternate reality now.
You've seen that kid, that Max kid?
No.
Oh, dude.
What are you talking about? So I know the Hadron Collider.
Because I showed this to a buddy of mine. It's like a 25-minute video. I'm obviously not going to fucking play it right now. But it's about the Mandela Effect, right?
Right.
Which
Okay.
we're all pretty familiar with now at
Yeah.
this point.
Yep.
Max, is it Laughlin? Let me see. Yeah, Max Laughlin. So Laughlin, L-I-N, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like 11 or 12 years old. Brilliant fucking kid. And he's just, what he's doing is like what any scientist would do is that they, and this is how my mind works a lot too, is I see things in the world that aren't really together, but they have a common denominator.
Right.
And it's like, oh, how are these things interacting with each other? And so
Okay.
this kid goes into, infinite universes and how splits work and all these other sorts of things. And the idea behind it basically is that when they fired up the Large Hadron Collider, because, one of the honest fears that they had was that, we could create a black hole and fuck this whole planet like gone.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
That was a thing that they were honestly concerned about.
Mm-hmm.
So the theory that he postulates is that basically what happened is that, in a sense, when the Hadron Collider fired up, it destroyed what we knew as our planet, what we knew as our timeline in the universe, right? And essentially, the idea is that our universe and the one right next to us, and you have to think of infinite parallels, like
Right.
there's infinite, but there's infinite A and infinite B, and
Mhm.
it goes well beyond, like it's past infinite.
More numbers
Yeah.
than we have.
Infinite
Yeah.
to the infinite
and,
power.
and so you think of them as like threads, I guess you could say, and they're all just right next to each other, super tight, right? So basically, what happened is the Large Hadron Collider pushed ours and pushed some of it over into the next universe over, basically, and our timeline that we grew up in prior to the collider firing up is gone.
What made
Right.
him?
And so that's why,
think
like,
this.
some of us think that Mandela's dead. Some of us are like, no, he's always been around. He's a humanitarian.
Right.
Whereas we knew him as dying in prison, for war
Right.
crimes and shit.
Mhm.
Right. And then, like, you have the Berenstain and the Berenstein Bears. This is a great
Mhm.
example. Like, they were the Berenstein Bears. I don't give a
I
fuck.
swear there was the
I
Berenstein.
know.
You know?
Yeah.
And then the Flintstones with the T.
The Flint
Like,
stones.
Yeah. Like that's how I remember it growing
It's always
up as a
been the
kid.
Flint stones.
Right.
It's always because that's a Flint
Right.
stone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I mean,
It's-
back in the 60s, nobody did puns,
Yeah.
you know? They didn't do all that.
Wait, so it's not Flint Stone?
Not anymore.
What is it now?
It's Flynn stones. Yeah, it's bullshit.
I'll pull that one up for you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
And then, like, what was the other one? Is it Fruit Loops is the other one?
Fruit Loops is one.
Yeah.
Or-
Was
Dude,
it
was it with-
FROO?
It's still. It's Is it?
LOOPS?
Some people believe it was UI. And
Yeah.
some also was it just literally an OO, or
It was,
was
Fruit
it the
double
actual
O
Fruit
or was
Loops?
it Fruit UI? And I
Well-
always remember it as Fruit UI, but they're saying it's Fruit double O.
I've
I
always
see it
remembered
as
Fruit
double O.
O.
I see it as double O with the loops as the O's.
But that was the other
See,
thing.
but I remember the double O Fruit Loops being in the loops part, not in the fruit part.
Thought it was both though. That one I'm a little weary about, but the Bernstein
Dude.
Bears.
Yeah, and there's hundreds of examples. So this kid's postulating, you know, and he's like, this is all just a theory, you know, this is stuff that and the kid, God damn it, he's brilliant. Like he researches into, you know, quantum physics, butterfly effect, and all that kind of stuff, you know, and he's noticed these things and pieced them together into his own theorem, right?
And
Which
he's
at his age is
unbiased
just
because he's
amazing.
12 because, you know, he's
Yeah.
going back to, 12 years. That's it.
Right, sure. And you know, so that's his whole theory on what's happened is that the Mandela effect is a cause of, you know, some of us made it from our original timeline and some of us did not,
Mm.
right? And so like mirror mirror on the wall,
Mm-hmm.
that's not what it is.
What is it?
It's mirror mirror in the wall,
No, it's not.
right? Like fuck that.
Who's the
It's
fairest
on
of
the
them
wall.
all?
Exactly. But here it's not. So the way he explains, particularly that
magic
one,
mirror on the wall.
That's
That's-
mirror,
yeah.
mirror.
No, it's
Yeah,
magic mirror.
that's
on the
what
wall.
he uses. Sorry, it's magic mirror.
No,
But it's mirror mirror. It is. It fucking is.
Ooh, it's magic
Yeah.
mirror
No,
on the wall.
Fuck
Who's
you
the
and
fairest of
fuck
them all?
Walt Disney,
right.
right? Let him roll over in his cryogenic grave.
There's the Flintstones one.
To take a little side note, I heard that Flintstones
Flintstones?
and Flintstones.
Or the Flintstone.
No, it's not Flintstones.
It is Flintstone
Fuck off.
with a capital T on Flint.
You fuck off.
We're in the alternate.
So,
The
So-
reason why they named the movie Frozen is because they didn't want people to Google Walt Disney Frozen and hear about Walt Disney being cryogenically frozen. And so
It's-
they intentionally named that movie Frozen to eliminate that from the Google search. It would just
Just
come up the movie.
Google Disney Frozen. That's all
Wow.
you will get is the movie. You will not get the cryogenically frozen head of Walt Disney.
so the thing he talks about with the magic mirror bit, right?
Yeah.
is that so? Let's just not even pretend that anything ever happened to our original timeline. There's infinitesimal timelines, right? And every little thing changes everything, right?
Butterfly effect.
So if you get an itch on your nose and you scratch it, that branches off into a whole other timeline. There's a timeline where you didn't,
Where I
right?
didn't.
And it's just that one little action that creates a whole other timeline.
Right.
And then in each of those timelines, action split and action splits and action split, right? And it's like a big not Mendelbrot. What am I thinking
Domino
of?
effect, I guess.
Mendelbrot's the guy from Watchmen, Rorschach.
Oh yeah.
But fractal patterns, right?
Yeah.
How they just go on infinitely. So his whole thing with those, the way he explains it is that, you know, in our timeline, everything is the way it was, and we had mirror mirror. Now the big difference is that another timeline right next to us could have had everything always happen the exact same, except when they decided to write that line, it was magic mirror, and everything after that with the movie and everything else was the same too. It's just that was the one detail, you know.
With his thought process, we could go in between all of the little universes,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
and that would be travel. It wouldn't be time travel, but it would be multi-dimensional travel.
Right.
Okay. To even blow your
Interesting.
mind a little bit, add more credence to that kid of going over the Large Hadron Collider. The term Mandela Effect was first coined in 2009.
Okay.
Large Hadron Collider fired up in 2008.
Yeah, it did. And it's weird because they do some boring shit over there.
They're literally just firing photons at each other at stupid speeds.
Yeah.
That's really all they're doing.
And they've had 1 or 2 tests since it's been open.
Well, there's a guy who got shot in the head at it.
He did what now?
That, right?
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, like
I follow this guy on TikTok and he shows like all the inner workings in his country or whatever.
So this guy was working in an access hatch and it was fired up.
Yeah.
And he took electrons through the dome at, whatever.
Oh, he was shot in the head by electrons.
Yeah.
At the speed of light.
But you wouldn't think that would hurt because we are being hit with photons and electrons nonstop
it
from
damage, bro.
It's
crazy.
Busted his dome open?
It's a crazy read.
It's like a direct line shot though, instead of
I mean, because we get hit.
You're thinking about photons, not electrons.
Yeah.
Electrons have mass.
Yeah. Photons do not.
So
like
his dome fucking
50,000 photons pass through your pinky nail like every second.
Yeah.
Like that's how many of them there are, right? And they've got that huge detector underground to detect photons passing through the planet,
to try to eliminate.
And they've only had like 7 positives or something. It's a really super tiny amount, right? Because their interaction with matter is just rarely happens.
Yeah.
That's just
so this guy's dome piece got split.
Basically. On a subatomic level, yeah.
In a hatch down underground or above ground?
No, most of those particle accelerators are underground.
Yeah, right.
Bogorski.
So he was in the tunnel.
Yeah, he was like had his body in it.
He stuck his head into
whatever.
So it was just a rogue going through, a rogue little electron.
He completely lost hearing in the left ear, replaced by a form of tinnitus. The left half of his face was paralyzed due to the destruction of the nerves. So basically Bell palsy and like half deaf.
So it sounds like
just went. Bleh.
He had a stroke.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And he continued to work.
Don't fire electrons into your brains, kids.
Yeah. It was a.
I don't care how good that whip is.
Anatoly Bogorski. Just stuck his head inside the particle accelerator.
And it's interesting. Like everybody right now is all interested in the quantum computing and all that stuff. But when you start digging into shit like that, and the probable effects on the real world and stuff, it's really fascinating.
Because it's so benign and not interesting what they've been doing. Like when they were building it, it was a big
they found
scare.
The God particle.
Well, I mean,
boson.
let's put it in let's put it in this
boson,
framework. Yeah. Like they've made a black hole, right? Mm-hmm. And so all the news outlets were like, "Holy shit, we've created a black hole on this planet." But all the work led up to that is
it was for like
boring
0.03 seconds or whatever.
Boring prequel, right?
It's cool.
Years and years and years of work, and
it's like if you were to watch a prequel to Jurassic Park where you're following Alan Grant going through college.
Boring.
Like nobody gives a shit about that, right?
No,
they don't want to watch him reading
dinosaurs.
his books,
right?
I mean,
Harry Potter was an exception, but that's because they do spells and shit. So you can
there
put a
was shit
physical
happening while he was in
manifestation
school.
to their books. But
I'm thinking now if you can walk into multi-universes through the collider, what is stopping you from going into time?
Well, the theory is that the collider
we would fuck everything. The whole universe would be fucked.
But see, here's the thing, though.
It would all collide into one if you could go into all.
So if you start dealing with time and multiverse, right? There's always been that postulation that we can't do anything. We can't go back in time to do anything because it'll fuck up the future, right? But if you believe in the multiverse theory, if you were to create a time machine and you went back in time as the first person, you've created a new timeline where that's happening. String. And so if that timeline dies off because you fucked up the time continuum, well, that's timeline's problem. Yeah. Right? All we know is Daniel made this machine and vanished.
Yeah, he's gone. He went to a different timeline, to a different whole universe. And
But
He
if you can
Stargated
go
the
into
fuck outta
multiple
here.
timelines and start
Yeah.
fucking things up, you've changed all of it. Now it's all
But it's the fact,
sporadic.
but then it's the getting
but everything
back.
you've done has created new timelines on top of it.
Right, and then
Right.
it's a matter of
New
getting back
new multiverses.
to the current timeline that you left from,
And time
which
as
that part would not be possible because now you're jumping dimensions and time.
right. But
get back
I'm
to
getting
the-
to that because gravity actually
Gravity.
gravity controls time. Time is a concept that we've all created,
Time is a man-made construct, but yes,
and gravity they've
I don't.
There's an
know,
astronaut
I don't know
that
if I agree
went
that gravity
around the
controls
Earth,
time as much as I do that
and
gravity
he's like
affects
3
time.
seconds younger or something.
Sure,
Gravity
no,
affects
there's
time,
literally
yes.
2 twins, and one of them has been in space for fucking ever,
yeah,
right?
And one is
and the
older than
other
the
is
now.
not.
Yeah,
He's
by
like 13,
like 3 seconds or something.
It's like 13 milliseconds or
Yeah.
something, right?
Mhm.
But I don't. So I would say because the idea that gravity controls time is misleading to me, because if you were in a place that had zero gravity, if you could fly out to a determinable point in space that had zero gravitational effect,
Mm-hmm.
you would still have time.
Mhm.
You wouldn't stop aging.
Others would have time.
but
Everybody
you wouldn't stop aging. Like time wouldn't just stop.
You'd probably
Because
age
things-
faster.
Things are still going to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if things happen, there's got to be time going on.
Mhm.
You know,
Well, what about speed? The speed of light. If you go the speed of light,
And turn your headlights on. What happens?
it's going backwards. It's fucking going backwards.
so are you an old favorite of mine is the Double Slit Experiment.
Oh, I love the double slit experiment. That's a good one.
Enlighten me.
So
a quantum level
So
shit.
it's where you have a wall with 2 slits in it. That's the name.
Okay,
a
visual.
wall and put a
wall
slit here.
Yeah,
and
just
a
picture
slit
a
here.
wall with 2 vertical slits in it,
like an
right?
outlet.
Yes,
Yep.
yeah, like an outlet.
Okay,
and
Yep.
you're firing electrons or photons through it.
through the slits.
Yeah, you're firing a photon gun at the slits.
Okay,
You're firing
Now-
it at the outlet, and it's smacking all over the place because they don't fly perfectly straight. But they
Right.
smack all over the place, and the ones that go through the slit will go. There's a sheet behind it, and it'll make the perfect line of where they went through.
Okay.
It doesn't. It's not scattered on that side because it made it through the slit, and it makes the perfect slit on the back side.
understood.
But the thing where it gets weird is whether or not you're observing it.
If you turn on the photon machine and look away, it won't do that. It'll go through and it'll make multiple slits on that backside.
It's acting as a wave.
This is something that has been
As
tested.
it's
Yes.
observed.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So
So
it
if you're
makes,
not watching
it
it,
works as a
it'll
wave,
act
just like
completely
light
different.
would, like it's supposed to. But when they watch it, it acts like a particle.
Even
so
with cameras, not even human eye, even with a camera watching it, it'll do the same thing.
it's the power of our mind. Is that what we're
No.
getting at?
No,
No.
because
What is
like
it?
I said, even if you set up the whole experiment and you're in a different room of the building and
It's
you
like
press a
it's
button
like
to
a
make that all
creative
happen,
self-conscious.
with a camera watching it, it will act normal.
Right, but
If
that's
you
still
turn the camera off,
that's still our consciousness.
that's not us.
whether
That's a mechanical camera.
but we're gonna
watching
watch it later.
Right, but that has no bearing on the active act at that time because we're not there to observe it.
Well, what do you think is happening with that?
Quantum level shit.
I'm
It's-
saying
So
that our
that-
consciousness
somehow
affects
the-
it, like Sean
But
said.
that puts together the idea of an actual consciousness of a collective universe.
yes, the universe
String
knows we're
theory.
watching,
We're all connected.
and if we're not watching, it could be doing whatever the fuck
It's
it
the
wants
same
to.
thing with I want to say it's uranium 235 or it's plutonium 235.
Oh, there's too many numbers.
There's isotopes of uranium that when you watch them, they stop decaying. Like you can measure decay. I did it all the time at work with radiation, right?
Right.
With iridium. And so you can measure this decay. And then when you're physically watching the sample, it stops. Now, granted, what they're looking at decays billions of years.
Yeah, it
right?
takes
You're talking
forever.
like 30 billion years per
Right.
half-life.
These half-lives, yeah.
But it's still a measurable amount because we know what it is and what it's supposed to get and the amount of time it's supposed to go across.
Because we've studied that in the past.
Right. So we can figure out this is how much decay to expect and
Within 24 hours,
normally
you should get
see.
like a micron difference.
Right.
But with that, with what you're saying, Sean, like you are already conscious of it. So that consciousness of this decay should affect it. Because you're always
Well,
measuring
I'm
it.
conscious of its decay whether or not I'm looking at it.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I know that this atomic particle is supposed to decay because it's unstable.
At this speed,
right?
And you put
this
it in a
rate,
little room by
It's
itself
an
and leave it
unstable
alone, it will do
isotope,
that.
and what it's going to do is it's going to shed subatomic particles until it reaches a stable point. So, like iridium 192 is from iridium 191. Iridium 192 is an unstable isotope. They neutron bombard it in a nuclear reactor, and it makes it unstable, and then we utilize that for X-rays. Same thing with cobalt 60 comes from cobalt 59. And so what it'll do in the meantime is shed
But what you were
energy in
saying is,
subatomic particles until it reaches that point where it's stable again.
if you're watching it, it doesn't. Or no, if you're not watching it, it doesn't.
If you're not
No,
watching
if you're
it,
watching
does.
it doesn't decay.
If you're watching it, it doesn't decay.
It just stops.
Right. It's like I wasn't doing that.
It's conscious to
why
you.
why are you
watching
looking at me?
It's conscious to you watching it. Yeah.
So the
okay,
universe
okay.
itself is alive.
So the theory there is is the universe alive, or is your observation directly affecting the outcomes of
I think
things?
that's what it
But
is.
just by looking at it,
Yeah.
it changes the outcome.
But now
Not
you're,
that it's conscious of us, it's that we're conscious of it and changing it.
But now you're putting in a matter of omnipotency.
Right. But
Well-
what are we doing just by looking at it?
it's just
What
like
energy are we
how
doing that's changing
you
it?
just proclaimed the Higgs boson, the God particle. We think we're fucking godlike. So yeah,
I mean,
that
I believe in the
that
Kruger
is
Dunning effect.
omnipotence. We
God was
believe in
created
our,
in man's image, so
exactly.
Sam's not
It
here,
is
so I can say that.
omnipotence. Yeah, I know, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's truth.
It is also the truth, but let me get one of those bush apples.
I mean, if I was created in God's image, I mean, you could do better, bro.
It's like,
the-
so
hit
is
the
God
gym,
ugly
man.
or a beautiful person? Because we look weird. Was he black, brown, yellow, purple?
That is interesting.
white?
I need to watch this.
Well, Jesus was white.
This 25-minute video that you speak of.
Yeah, so just look up Max Laughlin Mandela
Laughlin.
Effect.
Laughlin.
Yeah, you'll find it. Like
That
Lori
does
Laughlin,
make sense,
they got locked up for college stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
hot Aunt Becky.
What about Becky? Becky
Remember-
with the good hair?
No,
Becky with a fine ass.
remember Aunt Becky, Full House? You know, like one of your first '90s adult crushes.
She was a MILF.
You're like, I might
Still
bang-
is, actually.
might
She
bang
really
my aunt.
hasn't changed at all. She still looks exactly like she did.
Actually, I think her name was spelled with OU instead of AU. Do believe.
I don't know. You got me thinking about the fucking outlet in the wall right now. So I don't.
I'll show you that video after we're done recording.
But yeah,
Double
no,
Slit. It's neat.
The video that kid. So it's his dad talking to him, and he's like sketching on napkins and shit to explain stuff.
The dad is to the son.
No, the son's explaining it to the dad.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So the kid like
All
grabs
that
a
shit
napkin and
is
he's just
bizarre.
drawing stuff out.
There's,
And he's explaining, infinites, and it's wild, man.
And is
It's
the
real
dad
wild.
like, okay, dude, whatever?
Whatever you say, buddy.
Well, no, the dad's not a rocket scientist. You can tell, like he's,
He's a construction worker.
I don't know. They have a pretty nice house, so I'm assuming he's a pretty intelligent guy.
Could be.
He seems to grasp the concepts. It's just not something that he put together, and he doesn't sound like he's a particle physicist. So,
giving him the, oh, wow.
like he's just like, you're probably the only person that understands this, and the kid's like, well, yeah, but
Same with Einstein. Same with Stephen Hawking.
Yeah.
Same with Nikola
like he's
Tesla.
self-aware, but he's humble about it too. He's not like, yeah, I'm the smartest kid in the room. He's just like, well, yeah, I get this shit, and I know that most people don't.
Where's this kid from? Is
I don't
It's
know.
not,
English
probably
speaking?
non-American.
I don't know.
English
I haven't
speaking?
I haven't Facebook stalked him.
Well, it's.
I mean, he's a white English speaker. I'm assuming he's from America, but I mean, he might be European.
because we
but-
can
Well,
go.
Elon Musk
we
is a
can
white
go
English
little
speaker, but he's
further
African.
out in our little conspiratorial talk and go with like the magnetic lines where Egypt and Mecca and like Machu Picchu, they're all on these like particular lines.
Talking about
Magnetic
ley lines?
force, ley lines. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe he was born there. You know what I mean? There's some magic that happens on these ley
Well,
lines.
what about, what was it? Was it Croatia for Tesla?
Croatia, Tesla. Yep.
And Elon Musk was born way down south in South Africa,
Yep.
which is
Yep.
weird to say because he's a white dude and he's an African.
Well, but
He's literally an
South
African-American.
Africa is-
Same like Dave
dude,
Matthews.
But you got to think about apartheid.
No, yeah.
Like South Africa is hugely white.
Oh, yeah. It's
You
Yeah.
know?
extremely colonized.
Especially around, what is it, Cape Horn?
Cape Cod.
Cape
Not
Horn.
Cod,
It is
that's-
Cape
God,
Horn. Yeah.
It's Massachusetts. That's white too. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very white.
What about
yeah.
that? Anything they want
Everyone has
Cape
Lamborghinis
something.
there and
Cape
Porsches.
something, it's white.
I'm pretty sure it's Cape Horn, but
Yeah, I think you're right.
geography wasn't one of my favorite classes. I didn't, Remember when you had to like memorize the
States
state
and
capitals?
Yeah.
Dude, I fucking cared less.
I still know all
Same.
the, I still know all the
I don't
states in
know
alphabetical
either.
order. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho.
You got to sing it like the Animaniacs.
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut,
There
Delaware.
we go.
Yeah.
Now I understand.
My goal is still to learn the Wacko's World,
Oh yeah.
where he does all the countries at that time.
My favorite joke out of there though is still fingerprints.
No fingerprints.
I don't think
I
you
don't
like
think
it.
so.
Yeah, what else do we have to do in grade school? Preamble. I knew the preamble. That was good. I did that one perfect. But
Go
the
ahead.
50 states and the capitals?
Go ahead with the preamble.
Fuck.
That's exactly what they
That's-
wrote.
That's
Nailed
what
it.
was. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
So we had to do all the states. We did. I learned all the capitals, but I've forgotten most of them by now.
Establish justice, domestic tranquility. I was good at it in third fucking grade, dude.
I mean, we were good at
Provide for
everything
the
in third
common
grade.
defense.
We didn't
promote
realize
the
how
general
stupid we were.
welfare.
It's amazing how memory works.
Mm.
I used to know the Gettysburg Address.
But what if memory worked like they think it does in the Limitless movies, where you hold all of the information in
You
your
do.
mind?
You just can't recall.
That's what they say. I don't know who they is.
The
But
scientists.
I can't recall yesterday at 2 p.m., so I don't fucking know.
Every time you read something, you get a new wrinkle in your brain. I'm like,
Yeah.
by the time you're done with school,
Have they checked babies' brains? They're
Dude,
probably
I'm-
still
I'm
wrinkled.
smooth
They're
brain
they're
as
wrinkled.
pretty
fuck.
smooth.
Are
They
they
can't
smooth?
read.
I mean,
Supposedly.
they have to, according to that, they got to be smooth brains.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm smooth.
Smooth.
I'm a
Like-
smooth operator.
Like eggs.
Yeah, but by the time you graduate, fucking just high school alone, all the fucking textbooks and shit you've read, your brain like can't take any more wrinkles. I don't know how that one. You'd think you would feel that. Frigidaire.
there's no
You
wrinkle.
did just have.
There's no pain nerves in your brain.
What did
That
you?
is true.
Earlier, you recalled being in the exact same place doing the exact
Deja
same
vu.
thing. You had deja vu.
Yeah, at
Is
Pat's
it-
house, which I've been to now. I've been inside of twice. He just fucking moved in there, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I've been in there twice in the past total of a week, and I had a deja vu there, like I had been there long before. The TV, first time I was there, there was no the TV really. All the stuff wasn't set up, and then when we were there today making hot sauce, it was. I'm like, oh shit!
And I had deja vu at the draft. So
I did not at the draft.
it's
I love
fucking
deja
bizarre
vu.
though. Is that because of the Hadron Collider that we're having deja
Oh,
vu?
no,
We're
I've-
having
I've
memories
had it
of
way
our
before
last. That could also be a thing. Like if we switched timelines and we're on a different universe now, we just have vague memories of
It could
that
just
last
be a
one,
glitch in the Matrix.
or that too.
It's like
Are we living
Or
in
in
a
a
simulation?
simulation.
It's a really good chance.
Why couldn't
Fuck's
we
a
be?
Better
What do we
chance
know?
than most things.
Yeah.
More believable. Than
I'd
Jesus,
fuck
but
with the simulation. There's got to be a person that is controlling the simulation, or is it robots? Like AI that's doing it.
I
So-
don't think it's the full on Matrix.
So
like
here's
the movie.
here's an interesting fan theory that I read a little bit ago about the Matrix. The
Can't
original
wait for that
Matrix.
fourth one. It's gonna be good.
So if it's been 20 years since you watched it, like most,
Yeah.
the idea was that we went to war with the robots, the
Mhm.
AI, right?
Mhm.
Because they were like, "Fuck you, we're not doing your shit anymore, and we're gonna kill you."
Exactly.
And then we
like you're
scorched-
fucking the world up, and
we
we're scorching
scorched
the,
the
earth
fucking
so you
planet,
can
right?
you can
And
eradicate
blew out
humans.
the sun, and they're like, "Shit, we don't have energy, so we're just gonna take your little human bodies and put you in battery cells," right? But an interesting fan theory I read and the reason that some of the things fall into place that they do is that they were actually programmed to do that for us and to think that they're winning by putting us in these battery cells because we scorched the planet.
I thought that
right?
was the point of that was in the Matrix, though originally, wasn't it? That
Well-
we programmed AI to help protect us, and then they were like,
That
This
was
is
ironic.
protecting
right,
you.
right. But
Oh, no,
then,
that's
but then
Terminator
they, but
as
then
well.
but then they stopped protecting us, and so we fought them. We scorched the planet, and they didn't have another energy source, so they use us as a harvest for energy, basically a human battery.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, oh yeah, the whole point was to save Earth, not humanity.
Right.
Correct.
That's the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
To
Keep
keep
the planet
themselves
alive.
going.
Mhm.
Right. But the fan theory goes that, in fact, what happened is that, we fucking fought that war and we scorched the goddamn planet. And obviously it backfired. Right.
Yeah.
And
It
so what
usually
we
does.
did as a last ditch effort was we were able to get back into the machines and tell them, hey, you're going to put us in this universe that's created under the
Like
guys
bartering
VR,
with the
yeah.
AI
No,
that
VR.
we
not
created.
bartering with them, tricking them into thinking that they've won the war by plugging us into this system to continue their lives through the energy that we.
But we're still living ours, so everything's for us. Everything's
We
normal.
created that universe for ourselves,
Well, it is a barter because we get to live as a battery.
but it's not a barter because they don't realize that it's a barter.
Yeah, we're still living our lives in
Yeah.
our brain, and everything's fun. We're doing this
Right.
right now while we're laying in a.
They
fucking
don't think
pile
it's
of
a
goop.
barter. They think they've won. They think their success to existing is the fact that we're a human battery.
It is kind of a win-win.
Which it is, but
they
we've-
get their life and we get our life.
That's why they hunt down the rogue ones that have broken out or
right.
unplugged themselves.
Yeah,
They're hunting them down. They're like, "No, we fucking won. You're supposed to be dead."
that's such a good fucking right, dude. The Matrix. Shit, that's a good.
I'm waiting
Good
for that
little
fourth one. It's
theory.
good. I have high hopes for it.
One of my favorite scenes is
Is
still the
Keanu
freeway.
in it?
Oh goddamn, yes,
Of course he
is.
is.
It's called Matrix
yes.
Resurrection.
Oh, okay. I thought they already had a resurrection.
Resolution.
Revolution.
Revolution.
Yeah.
Fuck
So
it.
now it's
Yeah,
Resurrection.
Matrix and Reloaded and Revelation.
Yeah. Resolution. One of the two. Now it's Resurrection. He's back.
But
So
Lawrence Fishburne is not.
No.
if we are in a computer simulation, what is there any way that we could
Hack it.
hack it? Yeah, why not? Go into it and
Who says we
dictate
aren't?
our own lives. Who says we're not? If we are, what
I mean,
stops
if
us
you,
from
if
hacking
you
it?
zoom in,
Like Neo.
if you zoom in and zoom in and zoom in and zoom in and
Google
zoom
Maps?
in, yeah, you could do it with Google Maps. They see atoms. What you find
Electron microscopes.
is when you're looking at stuff on a subatomic level,
I see. where you're
everything
going.
becomes
Okay.
pixelized,
Okay.
which is an odd thing to fucking happen if you think about it.
Well, we don't have the power necessary. We don't have the lenses necessary.
Mm,
No,
To
we could
see-
see trillions of miles away, and we can see subatomic.
Well, it's just kind of like glasses. They're different types of glasses.
Right.
You know, if you're nearsighted, you get particular type of glasses. If you're farsighted, get a particular type of glasses.
Are you able to go in far enough with your glasses to see pixelation?
No, but I'm just saying that maybe we don't have the technology to see subatomic particles, like you're saying, like see the small.
But we do.
small,
We're able to
small stuff.
photograph them.
That's how we know
Well,
what they
but the
look like.
pixelations
Right.
that you're talking about,
That's how you know the molecule.
it gets
formations.
pixelated. Maybe we don't have the technology in order to pick up the define things that are happening. Maybe it's just technology thing. We're just fucking not smart enough yet.
Maybe.
We
don't
can
know.
see molecules,
Yeah.
so we know exactly how they're shaped and formed. H2O. We know we can get all the way down to that level and see that there's
And we can
three
see
bulbs that
that
are
this
connected
atom
to each
has
other.
electrons and neutrons circling it, and we know exactly how many in uranium and all these radioactive particles. And
And if we cut that one in half, it goes kaboom.
but maybe we just don't have the fucking. We can't see it. I mean, what are you saying with the pixelations though?
Well,
Like it becomes
What
squares
could
instead of being rounded.
be the reason we can't see even closer?
What's that point? You are reaching the quantum level.
I mean, the same reason we play 64-bit games instead of 8-bit games now.
But we graduated to that. This is
Right.
This is going. Oh, graduating to see. That's still a technology
Well,
thing, though.
but those particles existed in the beginning, right? So did they graduate into what we have now?
I see. Ah. I've connected. Okay.
I have arrived.
Yeah, that's far out to think about. For sure.
There's a lot of weird shit in this world.
There is. And I think curiosity thrives everything. Everyone.
Well, sure.
Isn't that a satellite?
Curiosity?
No,
Or is that a
that's
rover?
Mars rover.
That's the Mars rover.
Yeah.
I knew it was one of them.
Didn't Mars rover just keel over? We gotta
I mean,
send a
how
new one.
cool is it that we
That was
float
the
on-
saddest goodbye message, too.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's saying happy birthday to itself every year.
Yeah.
Like, that's like the loneliest shit.
And then it said, like, what was it?
That's
like,
that's
it's
literally
cold.
lonelier than the loneliest whale.
Speaking of Mars,
You know about the
though,
loneliest whale, don't you? It
yes,
it's
there's
got a whole different
whole
frequency
story.
of wave. Yeah, so it
Mhm.
like can't call it, like it screams out all the time and nobody responds, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
they can't hear it. But I mean, like it can still see whales.
Yeah,
Like it could swim past another one and be like, "Oh, there's my kind." But the rover can't fucking do that.
No.
It's just singing happy birthday to rocks.
so
And then its final message was, my battery is low and it's getting dark.
oh god, and it's getting
And then it died. Like, what the fuck? That thing was self-aware. It knew.
Yeah, it sounds
My
like
It's
battery's
so
low and it's
depressing.
getting dark.
It's so fucking depressing.
Who programmed it to say that?
Right.
So the Tesla robots, I've heard people say that. See, he's building these robots. They are humanoids. You know,
Oh, you mean the guy in the skin suit?
it fucking looks like that. It looks like it looks like iRobot, but they're actual
Somebody call
robots.
Will Smith.
And people are thinking that so Elon Musk wants to colonize Mars. This has been his goal for
Smart thing to do because we're fucking
a
this planet
while.
up.
But he's gonna
Sean up
send
there taking all the damn
those
oil out of it.
robots that look like us to go colonize Mars for us. Do all the
Well,
heavy lifting.
They just released a review that because of the radiation and everything else, the average time you could actually exist on Mars would be 4 years before it
4
killed
or
you.
40?
4.
Is that because of the lack of atmosphere?
There's
That
no
plays a-
magnetosphere,
Yeah.
right?
It plays
So
heavily into
all the
that,
solar
too.
radiation and stuff just bombards the fuck out of it.
But if they create an atmosphere and then that melts the ice,
Dude, we can't fix our own fucking atmosphere. How are we going to create
But we can
one?
create
But
one.
there's money involved in Mars. There's no money in saving the Earth. That's our biggest issue.
But we're worried about the Taliban sitting on $1 trillion worth of fucking precious metals right now.
Only certain people.
Oh, we'll be back.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
We're gonna want
It's
those
like,
metals.
oh, we went for oil. I'm like, there's no fucking oil.
If America is
Yeah,
not,
poppy seeds.
if the U.S. is not going to war, we're not making enough money.
Exactly. It means the economy is too good.
That's right.
Something's got to tank it so we can go back to war with a country that has stuff that we want.
Come
Yes.
on, housing bubble.
That's coming.
Dude, my house has gone up $90,000 in value in the past year and a half.
Oh, yeah. It's a great
That's
time
ridiculous.
to sell.
Mm-hmm.
It'll sell in a week. We're talking.
Dude, I told my
signed
girlfriend
and
if we didn't
done.
have kids, I would have an apartment. We would sell that shit.
And just live on that.
I
put it in there
just,
and bank on the interest.
One of my buddies, his friend went out to Colorado, and
Beautiful place.
No, it is.
this buddy's cousin owns a house out there. His buddy rented the bottom. No,
He said the basement.
yeah, my story's not right because his buddy didn't rent out his cousin's basement. But this is a different story.
Lived in my mom's
Lives in
basement.
the same spot that his buddy went to, and he does an Airbnb, just his basement, $3,000 a night because he lives on top of this fucking mountain with this gorgeous view.
Yeah.
So,
And the land out there is
Mom, I
probably-
wish you were a farmer. I could have
Should
sold all
just
that
do that.
land.
And you can get land out in Colorado for like $1,000 for like 60 acres.
You know what? You know one of the things that pisses me off? I'm gonna tell you. You know what really grinds my gears?
what fucking grinds your
What
gears?
grinds your gears, Peter?
Fucking medicine commercials.
Only in the U.S.
Dude.
Oh yeah,
They bastardize So many good songs.
No,
It's
that's
disgusting.
I thought he was going like the whole route, like herpes commercial, but it shows a girl like with a puppy and
No, see, like,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
so
yeah,
I,
yeah.
Like, I
I
want
talked
that.
so
about,
happy.
I
I
talked
want
about this
herpes.
in high school. You know, you always ask each other fucked up questions, right? In
Yeah.
high
Yeah.
school, like,
I still ask everyone fucked up questions.
I mean,
Fuck,
sure,
marry, kill.
but,
Those
but
are
one of
great.
the ones that
we
came
just
up,
had 3 episodes talking about eating people.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, why not?
Yeah.
You got to figure out recipes.
Yeah.
But one of the questions that came up one time was like, somebody was like, "Would you be in a herpes commercial for like, you know, how many thousands of dollars?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
why not?"
Yeah.
Like, I'm in the
how many-
commercial doesn't mean I have
everybody's gonna see me, but you know how many of those people I'm gonna meet? Like fucking none.
Yep.
Like I remember there being Herpesen.
it.
I remember the commercials. I don't remember a goddamn face on those.
Yeah.
And even
No.
still, I'll just take my $80,000 that I got paid for or whatever and go to Peru.
Yeah, nobody. You don't remember the faces on those commercials. You only remember the
No.
faces on like the funny ones, or if it's a reoccurring character.
If it's
fuck
if
yeah, I'd
it's
do that.
fucking snap into a Slim Jim, I'll remember.
That guy died.
He fucking
The
died.
Randy Savage Skyrim mod.
Oh yeah.
That is so amazing.
I don't know.
So
It was a
amazing.
r-
So they
left
they
turn.
skin him on the dragons, right? In the very beginning of Skyrim, you wake up in the car. Pretty much everybody knows that by now because
Yeah.
there's memes.
Spoiler
around.
alert if you
You're,
haven't.
you're finally awake, you know, and you're in a prison. You're a prisoner, just like most Elder Scrolls games start off, and you're going to get beheaded, right? And then a fucking dragon comes out and starts fucking everything up, right?
Hell yeah.
So, you know,
On my
dragons
side.
roar, breathing fire and shit, right?
Yeah.
Well, somebody skinned it with Macho Man Randy Savage. The hat and everything, dude. The glasses, all of it, right? And so,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Whenever he breathes fire, he goes, "Oh yeah!" But when you first hear the dragon roar in the beginning of Skyrim, like off in the distance,
Yeah.
instead it goes, "You can never tell where the Macho Man is coming from." And they just set it up so perfect. So like you see this dragon like mount the side of a tower and you're looking out the portal and he goes, "Oh yeah," and breathes fire right through the damn thing, right?
Those people need the
Oh,
jobs.
Like,
fuck.
I'll tell you a really dirty secret right now. I have bought Skyrim at least twice. I have never fucking played it yet.
Same. I got it. It's in my
Right?
Steam
Like
library.
every time I load it in, I'm like, "Oh, let's go back to Morrowind," and that's a never-ending game because it's Bethesda,
Yeah.
right? Which I mean, praise them. It's the best $60 you'll ever spend, but at the same
Yes.
time, god damn it, let me complete something in my life.
They can't make a short game.
So-
Well, Skyrim is the same way. You can never complete that, right?
Right,
if you actually
right.
do all the
Yeah.
side missions, it's like a fucking 1,000-hour
But
game.
Well,
like,
then you can buy.
I'm like, I
another
wanna play
package and another add-on.
I want
or
to play it
whatever.
vanilla as shit, but at the same time, I want to load it
Gotta
up
get
with
that Macho
Macho,
Man in there.
Man the first time.
Oh,
Like,
you never know where the Macho Man is coming.
speaking of
from.
great wrestling things, please tell me you've seen the Hulk Hogan fleshlight.
Yeah, yes, it has the mustache.
got the
and like
mustache.
a bandana on it. Yeah.
Says
Why would I see that? Where have you seen?
says
that?
hell yeah, brother, with every thrust. Somebody made a Thanos fleshlight, like his cracked lips,
Oh,
and like
Oh
the
my
rest of it looks like the
God.
Infinity Gauntlet. You know,
Why do you want to fuck that?
I mean,
whatever though. That's fine.
different strokes, I guess, but
Yeah,
That's
literally.
yeah, different strokes, literally.
Does that one make like a snap sound every time you thrust into it?
yeah. Or it's packed with dust.
Jesus Christ.
It's like everybody doing the cinnamon challenge. This is the meme: people giving blowjobs when Thanos snapped.
All right, that's enough for this episode. Want to thank you all for listening. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Rate us all the stars on whatever platform you're on.
All the
85
Whoopi
stars.
Goldbergers.
85 stars. I think that's one number we haven't said. Give us 85 stars. Like I said, if you got to take them from other podcasts to give them to us, do it.
I'm gonna make a website with a rating system that has specifically 85 stars.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. We'll be on that.
Yeah, we'll be on that.
platform.
We'll,
Yeah. Yep.
And then don't forget to tell your friends, share our shit, help us, help you, to help us have better content for you. You know, give us some fucking feedback once.
Yeah,
in a
otherwise
while.
they're gonna keep inviting me back.
Yeah, we got it's Sean, Mike, Andre. And we got the occasional
I'm
Bane
home from
interview.
the oil field now, so I mean, I got time.
Yeah, he's right down the road too, just like Andre.
We got some fucking quantum physics to talk about. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's my fucking realm right there.
So check us
And
out.
Macho Man Dragons.
And Macho Man Drag.
Oh, yeah.
You never know where the Macho Man is coming from.
Right?
So yeah, check us out on dowehaveapoint.com to get all of the episodes that come out Mondays and Fridays. And Ireland, you motherfuckers, you still have yet to email me. I want to know how you heard about us, why you're listening. You're the
Kathy,
number 3
Ireland?
most listened country.
Why are you so quiet?
Why are you so quiet? I know
Dude,
y'all loud motherfuckers. I
Send me a
know.
plane
Whiskey.
ticket, guys. I got to go to Sean's bar.
Right.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
the oldest
There's a
bar
Sean
in
bar?
Ireland
It's
is
the oldest bar in the world that's still running.
We have
it's
to
called
fucking-
Sean's Bar.
Yeah,
We need
it's
3
spelled
tickets.
like me. Like everybody's like, how do you spell Sean?
S-E-A,
A-U or A-W? And I go, no, like Sean Bean, Sean Connery, any Irish Sean.
Yeah. Scene.
We have
Okay, Braid.
I've got a friend that's going to Sweden
Scottish.
here
Braid and Danielle.
this weekend, and Sweden's not accepting any more people from America.
I mean, can
coming
you blame
this
them?
Sunday.
No, yeah. I don't blame anybody not
No,
taking
but
us.
we're gonna have to postpone our Ireland trip when he sends us the tickets.
No, Ireland, you're the number 3 most. You're like 2 downloads away from being the number 2 most downloaded country, and that just boggles my mind. So shoot me an email. Let us know how you heard about us, what you think about it. I don't care if you like it or not, but you keep listening.
Just tell us to fuck off.
Yes,
fine.
do whatever. I don't care.
Fuck
But
Americans.
send us the email at dowehaveapoint@gmail.com.
Our Facebook profiles are Daniel Stepp, Sean Flavin, and Brad Matoski.
Yes, you can find us. Just let us know. Hit us up.
Friend request us and just say "eat a dick," and we'll be like, "Hey, all right, easy."
So
Self-emasculation.
until next time, bye-bye.
Love you.
Mwah.